We're on lesson 2 and we're just looking at lowest common multiples and greatest common factors. So notice it says LCM for lowest common multiples and GCF for greatest common factors, because oftentimes that's how it will be named. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the multiples of 2. So notice I have 2 written here and I have a number line that goes to 24, and all I'm going to do is put X's on the multiples of 2 by skip counting along the number line. Okay, now I'm going to find the multiples of 3, 15, 18, 21, and 24. Okay, now I'm going to find the multiples of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. All right, now I'm going to find the multiples of 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, now I have all the multiples of 2, 3, 4, and 5. So knowing that 0 right here is a multiple of all numbers, I'm going to ignore that. Okay, so I'm just going to find the 2 first common multiples between certain numbers. So I'm going to use blue here, and I'm going to compare 2 and 5. So this, having it lined up on a number line really helps you see. So I can just follow along on the number line to each point, and see where we match up. And I notice that I match up on 10 and I match up on 20. Okay, so I know that the multiples that match, the common multiples, the first 2 that match are 10 and 20. Okay, and that is for 2 and 5, and the multiples that match up are 10 and, actually I'll just put 10, 20. Okay, so these are the ones that match up. All right, now I'm going to switch colors here, and I'm going to have a look at 2 and 3 and see which ones match up. So the first, okay, and 12. All right, so I have 2 and 3, and the first ones that match up are 6 and 12. Okay, now I'm going to have a look at 3 and 4, and I'm going to use a different color here. Three and 4. Okay, so I'm going to go along and notice that 12 as well, and 24. Okay, so I know it is 12 and 24. Now I'm going to have a look at Now I'm going to have a look at 2, oops, didn't change it. All right, so now I'm going to have a look at 2 and 4. Okay, so just looking at 2 and 4, so obviously 4 and 8. Okay, so those are the lowest ones. So 4 and 8. Okay, so now I'm going to look at what the lowest common multiple is for each one. Okay, so that's how it's going to be written. So the lowest common multiple. So I've already found the lowest multiple in each one. So the lowest common multiple for 2 and 5 is going to be 10. The lowest common multiple for 2 and 3 is 6. The lowest common multiple for 3 and 4 is 12. And then the lowest common multiple for 2 and 4 is 4. It's the smallest one, the lowest to the smallest, right? So just go on the worksheet, work through. I only put a couple problems on there for you just to work through to make sure you understand. Drawing a problem out, and especially when you're using number lines like this, really helps you to see the problem and notice right away where the multiples that are in common are. So if you want to draw them out, make sure that you're using your grid lines to keep them even.